All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving week. And today I have a live stream for you that is kind of holiday oriented in that it's all about giving. And so we've been talking this month about how to get your content seen in front of more eyeballs. So last month we talked about how to create really great content. And for the last couple of weeks, this month, we've been talking about how to get more people to see that great content. So I'm really excited about today's live stream because it kind of marries the two topics. So it talks about, first of all, how to get your content seen in front of more people. But what I'm going to share with you today is a strategy to use your story, which we talked about in detail last month, how to make your story more personal to get your content seen in front of more people. And so the way I recommend to do this, and it's especially relevant during the holiday season, which we're smack dab in the middle of, are press releases. Now, you may be thinking, but press releases are not digital marketing. Well, I have a strong belief that nothing in marketing should be done alone, and that online marketing and offline marketing should be always married within your organization as far as the messaging and the branding goes to work together. And so in my course, I actually have a bonus about how to use offline marketing to enhance your online marketing. And one of those ways are press releases. So things have changed in marketing in the past 10 to 15 years. And they've changed because it used to be pretty hard to compete for space in something like, say, your local newspaper. A lot of organizations sent press releases, and a lot of people competed for space to get published. Now, when I talk about press releases, keep in mind, press releases are different than ads. So ads are something that you buy either on the TV or the radio or the newspaper to get visibility for your business. Press releases are media that you earn. So when you send a press release to either TV news channels or radio or a local newspaper, you are hoping that it's your story that will give you space. So it's very different than buying an ad. And as such, the content of the press release is very different than buying an ad because the content has to be very story-like. So I want to go back to first this concept of giving that I talked about during the holidays. So a great way to get a press release published in a local paper is to create a partnership with a nonprofit organization. Or if you are a nonprofit organization, create a partnership with a for-profit organization that could be beneficial to both of you. And let me give an example about this. So I always have a nonprofit client. I have had experiences in my life. My sister's a cancer survivor, for example, and I truly believe in giving back. And I always want to have a nonprofit client on my roster. And so one of my nonprofit clients has to do with children's causes and foster care. And there's a local orthodontist every Christmas that creates a giving tree, and people, his patients, and now just people from the community come and put presents under that giving tree for foster children. And there are specific wishes that foster children have made that they can take off the tree, go get the gift, and bring it back. And so it's this beautiful little story. And when told, it elevates the profile of both the nonprofit organization and this company. And it's not ad-like at all. So nothing about this story is really about any of the services anyone does. No one's trying to get anyone to buy anything. No one's trying to get any donations. But by telling the story, both organizations are getting visibility. So what you do is you create a story like that for your company. Whether you're a for-profit or nonprofit, find a partner and find a story. And the cool thing about this is, well, it really helps your marketing. It helps a lot of people too. And who doesn't want to do that during the holidays? And the holidays are a great place to get momentum for this kind of thing because we all want to read these feel-good stories. We all want to be happier during the holidays. So step one, so I'm going to now give you a few steps of how to kind of create this for your business. Okay, so step one first is think about your story. So last month we did a lot of talking about how to make your story, your content more personal. So I want you to think about your story first and think about what would be a natural partnership. So this local business that is a Giving Tree actually serves children, and so in certain ways with their services. And so it was a natural fit for this business to partner with a nonprofit that serves foster children. So think about, what do you do in your organization, your for-profit organization or your nonprofit organization, and then what for-profit or nonprofit organization out there might you partner with to elevate that brand and make this congruent story. Okay, so that's one. Then I want you to think of something meaningful that you can do. And even just a donation if you're a nonprofit, or partnering with a for-profit for some kind of holiday drive, if you're a nonprofit, works. Okay, so we're not talking complicated here. We're talking, what's a simple thing that you can do that can benefit everybody? And so one organization is going to benefit from kind of this, I feel so good that I did this, and that I'm able to give during the holidays. And then the nonprofit organization is going to benefit in that they get more for the people that they're trying to serve. And both organizations are going to benefit from the media attention they get. So step one is to really create that story in a way that benefits everybody. Now, step two is to get visibility for that story. So once you have kind of the programmatic part ironed out of how you're going to create the story, you need to get visibility, and that's where press releases come in. Now, for your first step, I recommend that you target your local newspaper. And you may be saying, I'm not a local organization, I serve people from all over the place, and that's fine, but local newspapers are a great place to practice getting your press release content seen and heard and getting in the newspaper. And so what I want you to do is I want you to read your local paper, and I want you to find a reporter that often reports on these kinds of stories, these public-private partnership stories, and I want you to follow that reporter. Read their content so that then you can contact them. Usually their email is published on the newspaper's website, and say, I've noticed you write stories like this. Here's a story I have. And that's how you pitch to this reporter that this is your story. And then you write your press release with a picture of kind of what you're doing, and you send it to them, and you follow up, and usually chances are pretty high that you'll get your content published. Why? Well, like I said, it used to be that it was very competitive to get spaces in local newspapers. Now, a lot of people are migrating to online, right? And we kind of forget about the grassroots marketing that we should be doing in addition to our online marketing. So it may be really competitive to get published on a blog, for example, but in your local newspaper, reporters are looking for content and stories every day. And readership is actually very diverse, and still a lot of people are reading newspapers. And so chances are there will be a spot for your press release if you really do a good job in the story creation from your heart, and you'll get a spot in the local paper. And then you can turn around and use that link and feature it on your online marketing. And being published by a third party really boosts your marketing, because it shows that, oh, this person really liked what I was trying to do, and this person really noticed, and this third-party media outlet really thought that this was a good thing for the community. So it really boosts your profile too. Okay, so that's step two, is to send the press release. And then step three is to take the link you get online from the press release and share it as appropriate. So once it is published, you take that link and you share it over your social media platforms, and you say, look at what we're doing for the holidays. Not only, like I said, does it elevate kind of the profile of your business, that look, you were picked up by this media outlet, but it also will encourage people to participate more in what you're doing. So either donate to the cause that you're promoting, come on in, like in the case of this one company, come on in and participate in the Giving Tree. So not only are you going to get more visibility for your business, but you're also going to get more giving going on. So I really recommend that during the holiday season, you think about, first of all, what is your story that you created with me last month? And how can we turn that now into a press release with a partnership with a nonprofit or for-profit organization, depending on what type of organization you are, because I know I have both nonprofits and for-profits following this content. Okay, so next week is the last Tuesday of the month, which means it's Q&A, and I love Q&A, but we have to have questions for Q&A. So this week I'm sending out my monthly call for questions. So if you have a question, please email me at hi@marketingsimplified.com or leave a comment on one of my pages. I will pick 3 questions like I do every month to answer live on the stream. And I will answer them anonymously unless you request that your name be mentioned and your business be mentioned with the question, and then I'm happy to do so as well. So think of those questions and send them in, and I hope you have a really safe, happy holiday weekend with your family and your loved ones. So happy Thanksgiving. Be thinking of your giving story, and I will see you here next week. All right, bye.